Alrighty, hello, 1-1 humans, Cats of Bread here with another Vintage Cube draft. Hopefully today's goes a lot better. I have a cat in my lap, so I'm feeling good and positive. Plus I have a Mox Jet to pick in Pick One Pack One, which is just really solid card. Other things in this pack that are notable, I mean, there's Flage, which I really like, Kellen for the aggressive deck. Phyrexian Revoker is just one of those cards that is generically kind of okay. And Tamio if someone opens Tamwalk. That will not be me. Hopefully, I mean, with a Mox Jet, that leaves me pretty open in the future. I am passing notably a lot of white and red, and not a lot of blue. So, or definitely almost no green. And honestly, I'm looking at this pack. Like the only black card is what Tendrils of Agony. So if we start looking at black and we start seeing that it's open in later packs, we'll be in a good spot. So we're gonna take this. Maybe we'll get back. I could see a world where Goblin Bombardment's a card, but I don't know. In this pack, um, now we have a lot of blue. There's Counterspell, which is just a solid card. There's Atraxa if we end up going Reanimator. Uh, Liliana of the Veil, again, kind of good in a generic black strategy. Portal if we somehow pick up Tinker. Strongest card in this pack, all things said and done. I mean, Atraxa is just kind of like the preeminent like reanimator card. Um, but there's also Counterspell, which I really like. And I mean, we're not really passing that much black. I do wonder what my opponent took out of this pack, but yeah, there's a world where I just take Atraxa and hopefully Reanimator's open. If not, I am passing Counterspell, which is really good. Notably Brain Freeze if you're trying to storm off, which, Mox Jet kind of ties into, but I don't know, kind of a hard choice to make here. Yeah, let's take on or the miscalc. Let's take the miscalc because we can play that turn one with the Mox Jet, and we'll see if black ends up being really open. See, there's an Urza, Lord High Artificer, just solid card to play in blue. Uh, kind of makes me sad I didn't take the counter spell, but miscalc plus Mox Jet is just solid. Um, Otherwise, notables here: Dismember, just a good card. Hex Mage is alright. Fatal Push is alright, but Ursa is just a strong blue card, and we're gonna take it. And we'll see what pack 3 or pack 4 brings us. Um, I mean, Malcolm is just good. Like, Malcolm is just one of those cards that you play early, you're happy to play. Uh, kind of would work if I decided to end up going into Reanimator. I did notably, again, pass the Atraxa. But that doesn't mean that we're out of it yet. Otherwise, Evolve Sleeper works okay with Mox Jet, not necessarily a card that I want to take this early on, especially when there's a Malcolm in the pack, which is just as good, if not better, in many ways. Um, Other notables are Titania, but I don't know, not really in the mood for that right now. And Rafine's Tower is just solid fixing. But let's take the Malcolm. Let's stay on this blue train and see if blue stays open. Uh, I mean, there's Jace. Jace is fine. I like Jace. Otherwise, Mox Opal if we really want to commit to like the artifact theme, which if you saw yesterday, I'm a little down on right now. Dark Confidant is good. Definitely not a card that we want if we're going into like a Reanimator style deck, and probably better in something a little bit more aggressive. But there's also just Jace, although we already have a 4-drop in Urza. Um, Dark Confidant is just a card that I think people. It just you draw extra cards, you get a body, you can be aggressive. Um, Especially if I can play it turn one, Dark Confidant seems really solid. So I think we're gonna take that. People have been disrespecting Jace lately, so that might come back around. So we will see. I mean, there's the Bazaar if I really wanted to go in that Reanimator direction, but that's not really where I think I want to be. I don't have Fixing for yet, but Fire Covenant is just phenomenal removal. Uh, Kind of a nombo with Dark Confidant, but that's fine. I've played more or less synergistic cards in deck. Uh, Enduring Curiosity is alright, but I'm not sure that's the deck we're going to be in. We're going to take the Fiery Covenant, or the Fire Covenant. It's not fiery, it's just hot. It's just a phenomenal removal spell. Kind of same thing with Toxic Deluge here. I mean, there's Sheldock, which is good. There is also Ponder, which is just a good card. It's gonna be one of those two, and I think I'm gonna take the Sheldock. Here, Fallen Shinobi seems solid. Kind of again, Dark Confidant and Shinobi just seem like a not a great mix. Subtlety's just a good like tempo-y card. Uh, hmm. Kind of hard choice between Shinobi and Subtlety. Let's do the Subtlety. I think I like the Subtlety better. All right. Time to start organizing my curve a little bit. The Fairy Mastermind came back around, so I think blue is probably pretty open. So I think that's what we're going to stick with. So we'll take that Fairy Mastermind. I think this was the pack with counters, but we could take the Trinket Mage. We have the Mox Jet. We could pick up other decent artifacts along the way. So we'll take that. And here, I mean, the third path kind of goes with the Urza. It is another color though, but it's either that or Karn. We'll take the third path. Here, I mean, the Evolved Sleeper came back around. It's not really what I want to be doing. But otherwise, it's what? Celestial Colonnade, which is not really what I want, or Legion Extruder. Neither of those seem right, so we'll take the Sleeper. We might end up putting him on the sideboard real soon, though. Shriekmaw's removal, it's fine. We'll take the Mana Tithe, mostly just because people shouldn't be disrespecting Mana Tithe. And you know what? Shadowy Backstreet might get played in this deck. Who knows? We did just take the Mana Tithe. Pack 2, we've got Brain Surge, which I've definitely been underestimating. Fully self-aware. There is Exhume for the Reanimator deck, which we are not. Dark Ritual. Are we Dark Ritualing anything stupid out? No, not really. Really, this pack I'm trying to start getting, fixing more answers, more removal, more just advantage, and the Brain Surge kind of fits into that advantage plan. Because otherwise it's Time War, but we're not there yet. I mean, there's also Gut. Gut is just good. I'm not sure it's good in this deck, but it is good. But we'll take the Brain Surge. See where we go from there. This pack. There is my. Huh. I mean, part of me is just thinking the Remand, good interaction. Not something I'm gonna complain about. Flooded Strand is fine. It doesn't really fix for what we want. Tomb, we're not going to play green. I'm not even sure I'm playing red yet, but I'm definitely playing blue, so I'm going to take the Remand, and we'll see what comes back from this pack. Maybe the Spire Bluff Canal will come back, and I'll be happy about that. Tameo, just going to click on that before I even think about anything else, but no, I think it's Tameo. Barrowgoyf is a fine card. I actually personally really like Barrowgoyf. A lot of people forget that it has Death Touch and Lifelink. And it's really good, just in general. But I think the Tameo is just going to be solid. It's just a good card. Force of Will is probably what I take out of this pack. Just again, good counter spell. Lets you deal with combo. You can play aggressively, and then if you need to pitch something in order to live, that's good. I could see Treasure Cruise coming back, and that would be phenomenal, but we're going to take the Force of Will. We have the high density of blue cards we need for that. In this pack, there is Stern Scolding or Knight's Whisper. Both are choices. What? Okay, so we have Brain Surge for card advantage. Same thing with the Urza. Technically, the Fairy Mastermind, Tameo, Dark Confidant, which makes me think that we just need a little bit more interaction in the form of the Stern Scolding, and maybe the Knight's Whisper will come back. Otherwise, we'll see what comes back from here. Here, I take the Underground Sea. Sheoldred's Edict would be great, but we need some amount of fixing, and Underground Sea is exactly that for us. From this pack, Fire Ice might be the take. I just got to double check what Soren does because he has a lot of words on him. No, I'm probably not going to be gaining that much life. And no, this deck doesn't look like it's going to be gaining that much life. So the Fire Ice is really the only card that kind of fits into what we're doing. Otherwise, it'd be Gush, and it could be Gush. Is this a deck where Gush is good? Probably not, but we'll take Fire Ice, and we'll see if we end up playing it. Out of this pack, it's not Carnage Interpreter, even though I do think this card is a lot of fun. I do hate the hat, and actually, you know what? Just out of spite, I'm not gonna take it. No. There's the Abrade. The Abrade's good. It's removal. Hopefully we get some red fixing. That's kind of what we're in the market for now. But we'll take the Abrade. I saw the words red fixing, and then I see Arena of Glory that is not red fixing, but it does give things haste, and it's not like we're playing particularly big creatures. But it also kind of ramps you. It's weird ramp, but it does work. But I'm not sure I'm gonna play enough mountains. There's a world where I just take. I mean, I have a lot of things that Unearth gets back, so I think I'm gonna take the Unearth. In this pack, we'll just take the Metamorph. It's all right. It's not my favorite card to take in this pack, but we're not. I'm not even sure we're playing red, so the Fiery Confidence just seems brave. And I mean, the top I could do with Bolus of Citadel, but I'm not really sure that's what I want from this deck. So we could get it with Trinket Mage too. But no, let's get the Metamorph. Um, kind of a whiff on this pack. We'll just put the Battle Sphere in the sideboard. Who knows what pack 3 will bring. Maybe we end up with a Tinker somehow, but that would be bananas. Alright, Rouge Cruise came back. Rouge Cruise feels like it might be playable in this deck. This Dark Confidant is looking worse and worse by the minute, and you know what? We'll put Bolus of Citadel in the sideboard. And out of both of these cards, I am unlikely to play either, but Skyclave Apparition might. I mean, it's just rude that it's going that far. It is a good card. Alright, let's see what we get in pack 3. Pack 3 is an easy Mox Pearl. There's a lot of good cards. There's not that many good cards in this pack, actually. There's the Mishra's Workshop, if we really wanted to commit to the artifact, but I'm not even sure we're getting there with the artifacts yet. But I think the Mox Pearl's the pick. Otherwise, it's maybe the Workshop, the Sunken Ruin, would just be good fixing. I do like Treachery. I do like Skull Clamp. Actually, Skull Clamp with Third Path is really good, but we're not going to pass up a Pearl. That would be insane. So we are going to take our Mox Pearl, and hopefully we get back. I mean, if we get back Skull Clamp, I think that would be incorrect, but I saw the library. I almost said library, and then I saw Ancestral Recall. I'm not going to pass a recall. 3 pieces of power in the deck. We should be okay there. Looking at the rest of this pack, I could see the Collective Brutality coming back. Same thing with the Expressive Iteration. Either of those would be fine. But I'm not going to say no to a recall. In this pack, I mean, there's Undercity Sewers. Just, again, more good fixing for this deck. I can't really complain. Although Spellseeker with recall is really good, which is what I think we're... It's a tough pick, actually, for me. How many playables do I have? If I take out the 4-ish lands I have, I'm at 22. I'll definitely get something else, versus the sewer is just good fixing, so I'm not going to say no to that. Out of this pack... I'm thinking there's the Lorien Revealed. Again, just kind of going into that same category. It fixes for what I'm trying to do, and then later on, it's just a good card to play. I get to draw 3 cards. If you think about it, that's the same text on Ancestral Recall. So there's also Hull Breacher, but I don't have the draw 3, so it doesn't really get me there. And Emperor of Bones is not bad. I like Emperor of Bones. But I think I'm going to take the Lorien Revealed just to kind of stay on theme here. Here from this pack, I'm honestly starting to think that the Red Dream is not going to make it, which is fine. We'll see if anything else comes by. But given if I start thinking like that, then I'm just going to take the Duress. Just lets me interact with my opponents. I can play it early. It is completely fine with me. Uh, I mean, I'm looking at this Mystical Tutor like, oh, hey, we could do that. But there's also the Raucous Theater. There's also the Kaito. Um, Honestly, I think the pick is the Kaito here. Just gives me more inevitability, more stuff to do with my mana, especially given the number of moxes I have. And I could see us getting back at Mystical Tutor, actually. I've seen a lot of people not take Mystical Tutor very highly. Um, Ledger Shredder's good. I expect to be playing a lot of spells per turn. Not something I'm going to complain about. Uh, not Things are looking okay. Okay, you know what? Dothy Voidwalker's good. We've got a deck here. Even without the red cards, we're still in a good spot. We're at sort of 23 playables. If I'm counting the moxes as lands here. I mean, my heart says treachery, but we've got that's a lot of mana. It hasn't been very good the last couple of times I've played it, so we're just gonna take the Sunken Ruins, I guess. And like I said, the Expressive Iteration did come back. I'm not sure we're there, but we're not a show and tell deck either. Definitely not. So I guess we'll just take the iteration, put it in the sideboard. There's a world where maybe something happens there. I'm not playing any of these cards. I guess I'll take the Valgavoth. Mostly because I like the art. Alright, now I have to read Prof. Eidetic Memory again. Draw a card, you have a maximum hand size. Draw one card this turn. We'll try the Profs. We'll see if the Profs Eidetic Memory makes it. Am I trying to splash white for anything? No. So I guess we'll take the Coveted Jewel. We're not gonna play it. I don't feel like this is a Coveted Jewel deck. It's also not a Marionette Apprentice deck, even though I do like the card a lot. I'm not sure it has a home in Cube. And then Oath is fine. Huh. All things said and done, I think this is kind of solid-ish control deck. I wish I had a little bit more counter spells and removal, but we have good, effective threats. Once we're done, I'm done building it, I will be back and we'll talk about it. See you in a few. Alright, so here's the deck. The changes I made of note, I cut the Fire Ice and brought in the Prof's Eidetic Memory. I've never tried this card out before. Also, I think it's Profs, whatever. Anyways, point is, I'm bringing it in. I have a lot of cards that draw cards. Might be good, might not be good. We'll see about it. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, but I think it's better than really just the ice part of Fire Ice. I might cut it for the Marionette's Apprentice at some point. Dark Confidant also seems a little bit suspect in a deck that has 3 cards that just straight up dome me for more than 5. But you know what they say. Life's all about the risks you take. Land-wise, I think I counted out it's something like 10 blue sources, 8 black sources, plus a Lorien revealed, and then a Mox Jet and the Mox Pearl, so I think we're in a good spot. All that said, I'm excited to see how this deck plays out, but before we do that, you know the drill here. Thank you for watching. If you like what you've watched, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think I'm doing right, tell me what you think I'm doing wrong. And yeah, I'm just happy to hear from you, and I will see you back for match 1. Alright, we're here in match 1 with honestly not a very good hand. We can definitely do better than this. I mean, could we do? Yeah, we can do better than this. We've got plenty of early cards to play. See, this is already better. I think I put back, realistically speaking, I think I put back the Sunken Ruin, and we're off to the races here. We've got a turn 2 Dothy Voidwalker, turn 1 Stern Scolding. Ooh, Trinket Mage on turn 3. Yeah, no, we're in a good spot. Also, Trinket Mage is a perfectly fine card to throw away to Force of Will if I have to. Alright, let's see what my opponent starts with. Witherbloom Apprentice, yeah, that just reads combo to me. That's the wrong color. We tap that for blue. Of note, that's a combo card with Chain of Vapor, which makes me think that there is Chain of Smog, not Chain of Vapor, which does make me think that my opponent's in some kind of combo plan, which Dothy Voidwalker is pretty solid against. Here, if my opponent Force of Will that or Subtlety that, I may have considered fighting it, but we won't. Yeah, totally fine with an Underground Mortuary. Let's see if they keep what on top. Okay, so kind of the fun thing with Gothy Voidwalker is that whatever they put in the graveyard is mine. Here, I mean, I think I just attack with the Dothy Voidwalker, cast the Trinket Mage, get my Mox Jet, uh, and be okay with that. I mean, there's an argument for keeping the Remand up, but it's I need to use my mana. Functionally is how I'm thinking about that. And I'd like to be able to use it. Oop. Yep. Yes, I will use its ability. I will get a Mox Jet and play it. I mean, at 4 mana, there's a lot of scary things my opponent could do, so I'm fully prepared to force something big and then steal it with Dothy Voidwalker. That's the thing that they have to think about. Like, if you play something good and I have a counter spell, what are you going to do? Alright, so we're tapping 2 lands. Kind of curious to see what they play here. Witherbloom Command. Destroy. So you're just going to destroy my Mox and lose 2 life, gain 2 life. That's honestly fine. I'm not really. If that's what you want to do, opponent, that's fine with me. I'm not really using that Mox. Cool. Here, yeah, I think we're just gonna turn our creature sideways and then play a Kaito Shizuki. We'll probably draw a card with the Kaito, is my guess. Because we still have the Force of Will up. So, nope, even better. We have a Ledger Shredder that we can pitch to Force of Will if we have to. Given what I've seen from my opponent, would probably be. I'm not sure what I would throw away, but I'd have to see what they play before I decide what to toss. Alright, looks like my opponent's just moving through their turn, and that's fine with me. Yeah, let's just attack with all creatures. If they don't do anything, I'm just gonna draw a card. Ooh, hey, island is nice. Here, I think I play the evolve. I'm just debating what I want to play here. I don't want to open myself up to a board wipe either. I think the Ledger Shredder is worth playing. And then this leaves up Remand. And it's a blocker for the Elvish Mystic if they want to swing at the Kaito. But my opponent's on a tight clock at this point. I mean, it's 2 turns, 3 turns if they get rid of things. But the Dothy Voidwalker is functionally unblockable. I don't think there's anything else with Shadow in the Vintage Cube besides Dothy Voidwalker. There used to be the other one, the Looter. I think it's Looter Court. No, who knows? It's the other one with Shadow that when you attacked it looted. Or was it when it connected? Either ways. My opponent has 6 cards in hand and 4 mana to work with. So, okay, cool. Given what I saw, I have a suspicion they're a combo deck. Not that I have a lot of other cards that I really want to bring in. I think we're in a good position to just kind of interact with them and deny them their combo. We have the subtlety, we have the force of will, stern scolding for the I think it's Witherbloom Apprentice. So we're in a good spot. So we're gonna run it back, and I will see you back for game two. We're on the draw with honestly a fine hand. I'm not gonna complain about this at all. I mean, it is kind of land heavy, but actually no, it is very land heavy. But it's fine. We've got the Stern Scolding for whatever they play early on. Ooh, Mox Diamond. Maybe we don't have the Stern Scolding. Okay, if it's just a Malevolent Rumble, I'm fine with that. Okay, so they're definitely on a Reanimator plan. Good to know. Okay, this hand might not be good enough given that, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay, Reanimate Valgavoth. That's horrifying. And we might just not have an answer here. Okay, so we definitely... I wasn't expecting... I mean, I should have expected Reanimator based on the fact that they're playing black, but from what we saw in the previous game, it didn't really feel like we were playing against Reanimator. Yeah, that's fine. Blow that up. Yep, you get to play your own Mox Trap because Valgavoth is that good. And we'll see if the Undercity Sewers gets us anywhere. Nope, alright, cool. Well, that was fast. Given that speed, does that change what I want to do? Not really. I just have to make sure I have the Force of Will or something really interactive early on. They've got ways to just be really, really fast. So I think I'm gonna be ready for that. All right, we'll be on the play this time. We've got the Force. We got yeah. This is a fine hand. This is a perfectly fine hand. I think the only card that would make it better is if we had the Daughty Voidwalker, but we don't, and that's fine. So we're gonna start with a Duress. See what my opponent's up to. Whoop. Deluge, Mox Diamond, Mortuary. Okay, here. I mean, if I take the Mox Diamond, it slows them down, but they have enough lands to play everything eventually. Although I do kind of want to deny them the Apprentice potentially. Yeah, we'll take the Deluge, and we'll leave them with the Mox Diamond. If they want to use it, they can use it. It's fine. I have the Force of Will and Subtlety to counter the other parts of the combo, and that doesn't look like they're going to do it this turn anyways. All right, so they played the Underground Mortuary. They played the Mox Diamond. They pitched a Swamp. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to play Sunken Ruin and pass the turn. No need to rush into anything here. Oop. Yep, Witherbloom Apprentice is fine. I'm not going to counter that. Sweet, Malcolm. And Malcolm has Flash. So we are okay with that. I'll just play an island, pass the turn. Wait on my opponent to crack their Bloodstained Mire, I guess. Yep. The nice thing is next turn we'll have Subtlety up. So we're in a good spot here. I mean, not to say that we can't, things can't go wrong, but Imperial Seal. Well, that tells me that you're tutoring for your combo. and you're putting it at the top of your deck, and that's fine with me. I'm not going to counter the tutor. I mean, I'm assuming they're getting the... What is it? Chain of Smog. It's a compact little combo, and they've got Reanimator cards for it. I assume they swing for 2. I'm not going to block it. No point. I will, however, flash in the Malcolm. Oop. Oh. Okay. It's just going to be easier if we do it that way. Alright, we're just going to start by... I guess I should have played my land first, technically, but, you know, because I have the spare. We'll draw with Malcolm. Yep. We'll discard a swamp. Put an island into play. Well, put an island into play once it's my end step. Or not my second main phase, not my end step. And we'll pass. Here I'm trying to decide what I would pitch to counter the Chain of Smog that I assume is going to come. Alright, so now we know nothing of their hand. No? Part of me just wants to flash on the subtlety, just as a threat. So I think that's what we're gonna do. No legal target's done. Yeah, I don't really want Undercity Sewers here, so I'm prepared to throw it out. The nice thing about the Metamorph, if it is something to keep to inevitably throw away. So we're just gonna surveil here. I don't think Stern Scalding's really what we want. I'm really wondering what did my opponent not tutor for the Oath of Druids? That's fine. I'm not super happy about that, but I have the Phyrexian Metamorph to copy whatever you get with Oath. Ooh, we got the Kaito. Alright, cool. Just gonna attack here. What is it? 4 more course counters. That's when Malcolm gets really fun. Yeah, it's not gonna be the Treasure Cruise. Here we'll play Kaito. Draw a card. And then we're fine. My opponent's gonna Oath of Druids. I'm gonna Phyrexian Metamorph whatever they Oath of Druids, but they're in a bit of a spot. Huh. Alternatively, I could Metamorph. We'll see what I do here. Part of me is considering metamorphing their Witherbloom apprentice to kill them, which I actually think I might be able to do. So that might be the plan. Witherbloom command. What are you? Oh. Okay. So we're gonna counter that. Discarding the Trinket Mage. Does Emrakul fly? Emrakul flies. I did not know Emrakul flew. That is good to know. Here, I think we just well, I think I just make my own Emrakul. Boop. Nope. So we both have an Emrakul now. I mean, I'm gonna attack with both, kind of force you. I don't know if that was the right play, honestly. Yeah, be blocked there. You take 3. I draw a card. Oh, it's a remand. That's nice. Emrakul's a later 6. I've got enough things to throw away. Yeah, no. We're okay. Yeah, you can play Scrapwork Mod. I'm fine with that. I should have countered the Oath of Druids. I didn't think they had an Emrakul. But honestly, Valgavoth would have been just as bad because it has lifelink. So that was definitely a misplay on my part. I think we can still win this, but it's not, not necessarily the right play here. My opponent's being kind of making some choices that I'm not sure I agree with. They can't. You kind of have to attack with the Emrakul. Well, no, yeah, you kind of have to. Because if you don't, I get to swing with it, and then that's a problem for you. Smuggler's Copter, you know what? We'll remand that. So that I get to draw a card. Okay, Brain Surge is fine. Yep. Annihilator 6. I'll get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. Any order. We'll block. We lose our own Emrakul. Yeah, you should have definitely forced the Oath of Druids. That was a misplay on my part, 100%. Yeah, I guess I'll Oath here. True start opponent controls more creatures than you do. Yep, that's them. Yeah, why not? Alright, any order. I'll take my Tameo. It's a blocker. I mean, I'm going to attack with Subtlety. And, I mean, Miscalc isn't really what I wanted to draw, but, my opponent has to do either get rid of my... Okay, so they're getting desperate. Because they got 4 damage on board. I got 3 in the air. They're at 2. Like they don't have that many choices. They have to get rid of the Subtlety. Alright. No, we're not there with Kaito yet, but we will. I guess the debate is, do I attack with both? No, I don't think I do. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make Kaito tokens. And really just kind of put my opponent on a very, very real clock at that point. Oh, drats, they had the oath. I should have attacked first. Golly. That is a misplay on my part. Yep, no, they got it. I punted that one. That's on me. That feels bad. Alright, cool. We're not off to a great start, but that's fine. I should have force of willed the oath, and I should have attacked first and forced them to trade so that I could not have as many creatures as them. That's my bad. Alright. Hopefully we'll play a little bit better, and I'll see you back for the next match. Alright, we're on the draw with an absolutely unkeepable 7. I'm not even going to give that the time of day, and this is fine. As much as it hurts me to put Dothy Voidwalker back, I do think that is what I put back, because there's no way we're getting to him anytime soon. Alright, opponent's starting with blue on the top. Doesn't tell me too much. A lot of people like to play top in their decks, even when they maybe shouldn't. Honestly, I think I leave up Fairy Mastermind here, because I'm going to get to draw a card if they top on their turn. And if not, I can just flash it in. Alright, Talisman's fine. Alright, Fairy Mastermind. Alright. I mean, we're just gonna start by turning Fairy Mastermind sideways. Play my land. Play Ledger Shredder, then play Tamio. If everything resolves, we'll connive. We'll put the island in our graveyard, and then, you know, we'll see what happens. More RAM for my opponent. It's fine with me. Portable hole. Yep. I get to connive. Yeah, we're nowhere near Rouge Cruise territory yet. I do wonder what they're going to target with the portable hole. The Mox. That's fine. All right, cool. Here, we just hit attack with all creatures. Play our Sunken Ruin. Play Kaito, and then just draw another card. Does that flip Tamio? Tamio is when you draw your third card each turn. Okay. We are not looking to flip Tamio yet. So. Alright. We're in an okay spot. We don't really have like a great way to close this game out yet, but that's fine. I'm just gonna I'm yielding, opponent. I'm yielding. We're just looking to drown our opponent in value. I mean, they haven't really played. They've played 2 talismans and a top and a portable hole, so they have a lot of mana. They've been looking at a lot of cards. I'm not really sure what the end game here is, or the end goal here is, so we're kind of looking forward to seeing what happens. Balance. Okay. That's a choice. I guess I'll keep those 2 lands. I will sacrifice all my creatures. Alright, opponent. That was so it looks like they're on some kind of like artifacty deck, obviously. Here I think it's how close are we? We'll get there with a shell deck eventually. We'll put, I guess we'll take the recall. And I guess I'll make the ninja. There's nothing that I really want to copy right now, so I think I will just pass the turn and crack the clue token on their turn. Yeah, you top. That was a good balance, though. That was a really good balance. Okay, so I mean, based on what I've seen, I guess blue-white control is my guess. All right, we'll crack her clue. Ooh, subtlety's good. Let me start by attacking with my unblockable ninja token. Or potentially not. They're petty thefting it. Okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna draw a card, discard a card then. I mean, seeing Urza makes me just want to slam Urza. So we'll play our Underground Sea. Yeah, lots of blue. Again, this isn't really like this isn't that great of an Urza deck, but it's a fine deck. Really, he just reads 5, play the top card of your library. Again, my opponent's been topping a lot, so Batterskull is good. I don't think I can bounce Batterskull back. She's up to 1 target creature spell or planeswalker spell. Nope. Okay, cool. You know what, though? I kind of want a Batterskull. So maybe I'll make a copy of that Batterskull. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make a copy of Batterskull. Make an unblockable ninja. Yeah, no, okay. That feels like a plan. Doop. Make my ninja. And we're okay here. Fully prepared to throw. I'll trade Batterskull for Batterskull, no problem. Or I guess germ for germ would be the correct term there. I'm still trying to kind of figure out what my opponent's doing. Besides topping. And that's one of the things about Sensei's Top. Like it's a time intensive card. Although I will say my opponent is playing it really quickly, so I'm not actually complaining about it. It's just kind of exciting to see the triggers go on the stack. And now they are deep in the tank. I wonder what they're thinking about. Ooh. Shh. Did you not just top? I thought they just topped this turn. Yeah, they did. Okay. Did they need to confirm what they topped for? Now I'm really curious. Well, part of me just wants to duress, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Probably should have done that before combat, but that's fine. Yep. I will draw a card. I'm not sure I want a Dark Confidant. How much does it to equip Batter Skull? It's 5. I think it's duress here. See what my opponent is up to. Counterspell. Okay. That's fine. Do I have to Urza until the end of turn? Alright, cool. I guess I'm just gonna... Yeah, I think it's just Urza here. Alright, so let's... Blue. Or, no, I don't Urza here. Because I have the Ancestral to play, so I think I'm just gonna play Dark Confidant and, leave up Force of Will and Ancestral, right? Because it's 20 or fewer cards, and I can make a blue from any number of things. Oh, now we're going to see what my opponent tutored for. Wins. No. No, you don't get to do that. Again, wins is a good card. It's a one-sided board wipe. Alright, cool. So we're playing against blue-white control. I'm not making any changes. The deck seems fine against them. I don't really have any sideboard options anyways. So, yeah. I'll see you back for game 2. We're back. With the turn 1 Kaito. So, yeah, no, we're fine. We're keeping this. We have Force of Will too in case we need to counter something really early, but we've got a turn 1 Kaito. Can't really complain at that point. Alright, so Island, Mox, Pearl, or well, Jet, Pearl. We'll make a Kaito. We'll make a Ninja. And then we're off to the races. The nice thing too is we have the Force of Will in case we need it. Nope, not going to force a Talisman. Alright, the Unearth is kind of interesting, especially with the Fairy Mastermind, but I'm not really super enthused to use it right now, so I'm just going to attack for 1. Draw my card. And not play into, I guess, a balance. I guess we'll just play an Underground Sea and we'll pass. And then we can just flash in Fairy Mastermind on their end step. Top is fine. Alright. Stern Scolding, okay. So they have Counterspell and Stern Scolding, good to know. We're probably just going to unearth the Fairy Mastermind. Or well, let me see what we draw before I say that. Yeah, we're just going to unearth the Fairy Mastermind because that lets us keep up Force of Will. Oop. And if they want to fight here, they can fight with a Counterspell. I'm not gonna counter that. Yes, top. Uh, if they don't do anything on their end step, I might actually Fairy Mastermind. So that I draw two, they draw one. Well, they'll have drawn two cards, so I'll draw one off Fairy Mastermind and I'll draw one off. My turn. Shurikai. Yeah, that's fine. If you want to start using it with Fairy Mastermind out, that's pretty. That's a choice. Makes me kind of not want a Fairy Mastermind. Nah, 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 nah. Well, Fairy. I want to draw cards. And I'll draw my second card, which is Lorien Revealed. That's great. Doo -doo -doo. I will attack with all creatures, see what my opponent does. If it's nothing, great. We'll draw a card, probably discard an island is my guess. Or not discard an island. Anyways, we'll play our swamp. I think here I Lorien Revealed, and then I can get a Force of Will and Stern Scolding, because that Trinket Mage isn't really doing anything for me. Doop. Cast Lorien Reveal. See, it's just Ancestral Recall for 4 more mana. And then there's an Ancestral. Yeah, we're in a good spot. I'll have to discard. Alright. I'll draw more cards, opponent. I'm fine with that. If we're playing the resources race, I think I'm winning. We'll discard. So we have 10 cards. So we gotta discard 4. Honestly, I think I should discard all these lands. Three cards, not 4. I promise I can do math. I don't know. Urza. Yeah, we just Stern Scrolling Urza. I'm not gonna let you have an Urza. That's just not a choice. And we still have Force of Will. We're cooking here. Sure. If you want to give me more cards, I will take more cards. That's kind of the power of Fairy Mastermind, I guess. Just an action right there. I will take my one. Well, I will attack with all creatures. I'm starting to hit the point where it actually might behoove me to start making more tokens with Kaito. If only to start, doing something other than just drawing cards. Even though that's kind of what I want to do. Nah, we're just going to draw more cards. It's fine. See, because now we get to play Shelldock, which is already active, so next turn we'll get to utilize it. I guess we'll put a Phyrexian Metamorph under it. Who knows what we'll copy. I'm going to duress my opponent. I don't have anything that the exercise really hits that I'm scared of. They do have the Thassa's Oracle, which is good to know. I guess I'll take the balance. Huh. So I have 7 cards in my graveyard. I could just Ruse Cruise, which leaves me with enough mana. Yep. Cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a blue. All right, nice. I think I play the. Okay, so it's 2, so it's power 2 or greater. So next turn, they still won't be able to do it. So I have another turn until that's a problem. So part of me just thinks I play the Ledger Shredder and the Dark Confidant, just so that I have, you know, the like highest density of threats on the board. I've already played one spell this turn, so the Ledger Shredder won't trigger off anything, but that's fine. Yeah, so we'll just play Dark Confidant and then Ledger Shredder. And we still have Force of Will for whatever madness my opponent wants to do. Yep, you can top all you want. So I took the balance. I don't really get the Thassa's Oracle in their deck. They don't seem like a combo deck to me. But I could be wrong. Like what combos do you have in, I guess, blue white? Okay, so you've got a Saheeli. Alright, well, I guess my opponent was off it. That's fine with me. My deck did exactly what it's supposed to do. I will see you back for round 3. Alright, we are on, hopefully, the play with... I would be silly to not keep this hand. Not knowing what my opponent's playing, I kind of want to keep Stern Scolding up. There's a lot of, like, if they're playing red, think Ragavan, etc., etc., I would want to counter those on turn 1. And I have a feeling I will feel validated in a few seconds. Yeah, no. You don't get to keep that. Here, as much as I would like to play the Tameo, that's kind of what I'm thinking I want to play. I'm just going to hold up the Malcolm. Or the Fairy Mastermind, should my opponent play something that works with that. Noble Hierarch is fine. Yeah, let's do Malcolm. Alright, here we'll attack with the Malcolm. We'll discard depending on what we draw. There's nothing in my hand I really want to discard right now. Because I like all the cards in here. Hopefully I draw, ideally, a Swamp. Or an Underground Sea would also be fine with me. Kind of wondering what my opponent's thinking about with the Malcolm trigger here. It's already on the stack, so I'm going to draw the cards. If it was a Bolt, that should have been done earlier. And honestly, if you're going to bolt it, I would bolt it at my end of turn at this point, just so that I don't know what you're doing. No, I don't think it's Evolve Sleeper. Alright, cool. We'll play our Undercity Sewers. I like the Brain Surge. I'll keep that on top. And then, really the debate is, do I want to put more pressure on them in the air, or do I want to play the Tameo? And given what I've seen from them, yeah, let's just do Tameo. I don't think they're going to be drawing a lot of cards, so I don't feel like the Fairy Mastermind is going to have an opportunity to shine like it did in the last match. And here, okay, that's just a big old questing beast. That is scary. Alright. I take my hits there. Well, we're just going to attack with all. So I don't think it has reach. Gotta double check that. We're just not. We're not close to Urza Mana this turn, so I don't think that's it. And then deals damage. Jeez Louise, okay. Part of me wants to play the Kaito and just draw a card. But then Questing Beast is still going to be able to punch in just fine. Then there's Dothy Voidwalker, which is just a threat. This is sorry. I am thinking pretty hard here. Alright, I settled on the Kaito. Or, well, I thought I settled on the Kaido. We'll see if MTGO lets me tap my lands for mana. There we go. I'm gonna make my 1/1. It's unblockable. Next turn I'll get to draw a card. Kaito's phased out, so he doesn't die to the Questing Beast. It will die next turn to the Questing Beast, but that's fine. Oh, Minskin Boo. Okay, so my opponent has just absolutely bananas, super strong, green red aggro. Okay, so Force of Will is one turn too late. It can't block by creatures with power 2 or less. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I am somewhere between dead and very dead here. Damio's not gonna get me out of this. And I'm definitely not killing them. Nope, hey. My best friend, that little Wheel of Death, is back. Yeah, no, they got this one. Good to know that my opponent is just on a really aggressive deck. Makes me want to bring in, honestly, the Fire Covenant. Honestly, how that would be bananas. There's no way I can support that. I don't have the lands for it, and there's nothing really that we'll keep it. We're just gonna have to keep in mind we're gonna have to have assorted removal just kind of at the ready. We'll see what my opponent does. All right, we'll be on the play. I don't think this hand is good enough to keep, especially given how fast we saw my opponent was. I think this hand will have to be fine. All right, cool. We'll keep this. We'll put back. I mean, I kind of like keeping the Trinket Mage, so we'll put back the Unearth. I might regret that. I might not, but Undercity Sewers. Yep, we'll leave the Mox Jet on top, or Pearl on top. We'll get to play that next turn. Yep, they've got Ignoble. I'm not going to get rid of it because they have enough mana. They can play bigger threats. I think I just... Yeah, I'm not Ancestral here. Hopefully we draw another land. Not the land that we really wanted to draw because we can't duress them off it. I can't really play anything else off it. But them's the breaks. Well, the nice thing is with the Phyrexian Metamorph, we can copy things like Questing Beast. Hopefully next turn we'll be able to play... Well, it depends on what we draw. See? I would have attacked with the Hierarch. Okay, cool. Island is good. We have 4 mana. I think I start with Duress. just to see what I should be terrified. Oh, well. To answer my question, terrified of everything, but they can't cast the Oko. They'll be able to cast the Minskin pretty soon, so I think I'm just gonna take that. And they have the Burst Lightning. That's fine. Um, it's a good card, but there are worse things in the world. Honestly, part of me here thinks I should just Shriek Maw, kill the Hierarch, just kind of keep them off mana. That doesn't feel great either. Huh. Because I can probably yeah, if I Trinket Mage, I can Shriek Maw and just play it next turn. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oop, and we'll turn that into double white for all I care, or double blue. Yep. Yes, we'll get Mox Jet. I mean, who knows what they'll have, but what card did I accidentally click off instead of Minskin Boo? Oh, shoot. That was a mistake. Oh, well. Oh, the burst. Yeah, that's fine. If you're going to burst lightning, that's fine with me. Yep, so I'm going to take 3, 6. It's a lot of damage. See, now they're debating, do we play the Oko or do we not play the Oko? The answer is play the Oko. Yep. I'm assuming they make a food. Yeah, now my opponent's deck is sick. They've got all the early drops and basically everything they could want, and I just didn't have the time to set up to deal with what they were doing. And the Force of Will is obviously one turn too late at this point, but I think I just slam the Shriek Maw, kill the Plunder, and we'll see where we go from there, I guess. Just take the blue. Shriek Maw. I'll destroy Generous Plunder. Then I pass the turn, not super happy. They have a sneak attack. That's like the one card I know. So they could give me the food to take the Shriek Maw, which would kind of suck. This whole situation is bananas. They could make their food into something that attacks. Ooh, they're taking 8. That's brave and terrifying. Alright, yep. You've got my Shriek Maw. I've got your food. Sneak attack. Honestly, I think I forced the sneak attack. I'm not gonna let myself die to that. And well, the question is, do I want to kill the Ignoble next turn so it's a Shriek Maw be Shriek Maw, or I can just leave Kaito up. Kind of hard to interact with. I get to make something that, yeah, so we'll get rid of the Metamorph. Yeah, because I kind of like the Kaito here. Alright, so last card in hand was a land. Good to know. Here. I mean, we could play the Dark Confidant and then just leave up the Subtlety, which is, I think, what I want to do. Because if they play a good creature, I can Subtlety it away. I can flash it in at the end of turn, and it's going to be difficult for them to deal with. And I can kill the Oko. They're already at a pretty low life total, so Subtlety puts them in a pretty solid clock. Yeah, no, we're okay. We are okay. Alright, all my opponent did was make a food. I assume they attack with the Shriek Maw. Gets a little bit bigger. I'm not gonna trade there. I hope they try to play a creature so that I can subtlety it. Yeah, that's fine. Blue. Target the Hex Drinker so you can put it on the top or your bottom. And I get to kill the Oko next turn. And I'll be... Okay, we're off to the races here. Hopefully I don't die to Dark Confidant. There's still some cards that I really hope I don't flip. Malcolm is a card that I am okay flipping. Okay, so here... Subtlety attacks the Oko. Dark Confidant attacks my opponent. If they don't do anything, I play Kaito. Draw a card. Ledger Shredder's good. I don't have enough mana to play both of it. And I think I'd rather play the Malcolm versus the Ledger Shredder. So we're in an okay spot here. Kind of dealt with some of my opponent's threats. They still have a Sylvan Library to, just gain obscene amounts of value, but the game could go either ways. Questing Beast is a little bit less, could go either ways, but Alright, here. They attack with both. I need to sacrifice the food token. Or I could flash in. Nope, can't do that. Okay, so I gotta sacrifice the food token. I could very well die to my own Dark Confidant trigger here. I did not. That's what I want to see. Here we'll just Shell Dock. We'll put back. I guess Lorien. I don't know. We'll put Thor's back. Artifact creatures are black creatures. Okay, so Dark Confidant can block there. I don't really have anything to block the Ledger Shredder with, so I'm gonna. Or not the Ledger Shredder, the Questing Beast with. So I'm just gonna play Ledger Shredder. Pass the turn, because I need to throw the Subtlety in front of the Questing Beast, which is not really what I want to do, but we're here. The Dark Confidant can block the Shriek Maw. The game went from being anybody's game to definitely favoring my opponent at this point. They've got Questing Beast is just a good card. Yep. I have to block here. And they're smart to not attack with the Shriek Maw, because I honestly would throw away the Dark Confidant in a heartbeat. Please don't kill me. Dothy Voidwalker cannot block Questing Beast, so we have to draw off Kaito first, see what we get, throw that away. We'll play the Urza. And honestly, I think we spin the Urza, because that might be it. The blue. Okay, sure. I'll play Lorien Revealed without paying its mana cost. That's fine. That'll connive. Stern Scolding doesn't feel great here, but neither. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Stern Scolding. Draw 3 more cards. Play my land for the turn. Can I get anything back? That's worth getting back is the other question. Not really, no. All right, we're we're fighting for our lives here. Honestly, we might just kill ourselves by decking ourselves, or Dark Confidant might do it for us. We'll kind of see there. That's Malevolent Rumble is totally fine with me, opponent. Alright, so they attack with Questing Beast. I block with the Construct. I flash in, I guess, Malcolm. Oop. Oh, the Fairy Mastermind actually works pretty well against Sylvan Library too, but Fable of the Mirror Breaker, that's fine. Here I think I honestly pitch the Dothy Voidwalker, because I can just unearth it. But we are desperately trying to find something. Nope, well, I we lost, obviously. I would like to know what that last draw was, but we've been kicked out. That's fine. One day I'll do better than 1 and 2, but I have enough play points for another free one tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Like I said, if you liked what I'm doing here, please leave me comments, like, subscribe. Tell me where I went wrong. Tell me what you would do differently, because I'm definitely trying to get better. And I think I'm improving, just not as fast as I would like. So again, Cats of Bread, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.